Welcome back, everyone. Byte Brewmaster here. We are going to create a have your own adventure style game. We're going to start off with the green flag, like always, inside of events in the yellow circle. From there, we want to go to the purple circle. We will grab the hello, and we want to change that to basically you have two choices. One will lead to treasure, and the other will lead to a dragon, lead to a hungry dragon, because we want to have replayability, and we can do that. Now, your screen might look a little different. You can see right here, we can change the style. If it goes behind, it looks like this for you. Not a big deal. You can change the layout right up here in the top right. You can just click that to make this a little smaller. When you want to read it, you want to play it, you hit the little green flag, and of course, we can see it right there. So we'll set it back for now. That way we can kind of see what we're doing. We'll set this to maybe 3 seconds, kind of a long message. So now that we've told them what they're going to have two options. We told them what they're going to do. We can now go to sensing, and we want to ask a question. We will say, okay, it'll be type L for left or R for right. Essentially, we want them to take one of the two paths, the left path or the right path. Now, you might be asking, okay, well, how are we going to have some replayability if they can basically see what we're looking at right here? And we're going to do that by invoking some randomness. We've done that before, but before we do that, we're going to go over to the if. So we'll go down to the orange circle, hit on the circle right there for control. Once we do that, we want a if else then. We've used this before as well. We'll put it right there. Now we're going to hit the green circle for operators. We'll go down there. We want to say, okay, we're looking for basically will it equal, essentially, right? Because we're going to ask a question, and remember that question, that response will be saved into this answer variable. So we'll put it right there, easy peasy. And we want, okay, if answer equals, let's say L, then we will do something. So if the user wants to go to the left path, then we can do something. So we're actually going here, and we'll go to if, and we'll make this an if else. Put that right there. So if the answer is L, then we're going to invoke this inner if else statement. And that means we need to have something to compare it to. So we're going to add our randomness right now. We want some sort of comparison, right? Some sort of reason for why they might get eaten or why they might get treasure. And we want it to be random for replayability purposes. So we can actually go to pick a random. That's what we're going to want. So we're going to want, well, actually, we'll click right here, real quick. We'll click the 0 to 50, and we will put pick a random inside of it. Now we're going to say 1 to 2. And we'll say if this answer is 1, this will basically allow us to have a random number. It'll be 1, it'll be 2. It's like a coin flip, right? You either go left or you go right. Right now, the user has chosen to go left. If this one is being invoked, they will go to the left. So we can say, okay, it's going to pick a random number between 1 and 2. And if it is 1, so if the user chose the left, that answer gets saved in this variable. Then we can have this be called right here in this if statement. And it'll say, hey, 1 or 2. And if it's 1, well, then we can do something. So we'll say, for this one, we'll say for 2 seconds, you got the treasure. You got the treasure. Treasure. I'm not spelling that right. Treasure. There we go. Okay, awesome. So good choice, right? That was good. That was lucky that time. But what if this pick random hits 2 instead? Well, then we need to say you're probably going to get eaten by the dragon, right? Because you had 2 chances, and you don't know which path is going to be the one that has the dragon, which one's going to have the treasure. Now, we could hard code it in, but if we did that, then you play it once, and that would be the end. This kind of keeps the random in there, keeps it replayable a little bit, because you can be like, oh, you can go back through multiple times. It'll always be different. You never know which path is going to be the one you need to take. So we could say, you got eaten by a dragon. There we go. Dragon caught you. That's it. Now, right now, you'll see that it's set up to where if the answer is left, then all of this will happen. It will basically go to this inner if-else statement, and it'll say, hey, pick a random number between 1 and 2. If it is 1, congratulations, you got it. If it's 2, though, well, then you got eaten by the dragon. Now, we could add in we could go right here and go to control, and we could say, okay, well, we kind of want to do the same thing, right? We have 2 paths. We want to do the same thing. So we can actually take this out. I'm only taking it out for a second. I'm going to hit Control C, and I'm going to drag it back in so we don't lose it. Control V, and then we can drag this down here. Okay, so now we could say, all right, so if you chose the left path, then all of this will happen. But what if you chose the right path? What if you typed in R? Well, then we'll have this else statement right here to basically be the overall covering for if you had messed something up. Maybe you typed in T or D or V or a lowercase r, whatever it may have been. This will kind of be the overall covering for our game. It won't be too in depth, but essentially, if you type anything other than left, like you're called to, you will get this instead. And this one will say, okay, well, it's going to be pick a random number between 1 and 2. This time we'll say it's going to be 2. And we'll have this as the same thing, so we don't have to worry about it. So if we hit play, let me actually make that bigger for you guys because I had changed my settings. So we would go up here and we'll say, okay, stop that real quick. We'll hit play. You have two choices. One will lead to treasure and the other leads to a hungry dragon. Type left or right. And we'll go right. You got the treasure. Good choice. That means that we actually received and I actually think we can look at the sensing over here. We'll do that. We'll hit the answer. What's R? So then we picked R that time. But what if we run it again and we just like, we read it like, okay, we're good. And we say, oh, L, oops. It's, uh-oh, you were eaten by a dragon. It's kind of a fail-safe built in. We could build in another one that would basically just have it set to, hey, if it wasn't left or right. But for right now, inside of Scratch, I wanted to keep it simple and fast for you guys. You can continue to build upon that and play with it on your own. I just wanted to make sure you could see and understand how you can start to build these cool little games. So let's move this style right here. Oh, actually, we'll run it one more time. We'll just hit left like we're supposed to. Because everyone's going to take the left path, obviously. It's the best path. Left, you got the treasure. Good choice. Now, what if we run it again? And this time, we run L again. Ah, you were eaten by a dragon. So once we got treasure, once we were eaten by a dragon. And you can add into this. You can add more if-else statements in here and continue to build bigger and bigger pathways through a sprawling dungeon all on your own, using just what you've learned right here. So pretty awesome, right? All right, now let's build it in Python. First, we're going to import random. That is going to be the standard library inside of Python that we can use for random numbers. Then we're going to print out and say 2 paths lay ahead. 1 leads to treasure. And the other leads to certain doom. Have some fun with it. Okay, now just like we did inside of Scratch, we are going to, you can see right here, inside of Scratch, we basically had a variable, and the answer from the user was saved inside of that variable. We asked a question, and they answered, and we got that, answer, and we put it right here. And now we can compare that answer and do anything we want with it. See, the answer is B up there, which is not one of the options we have, but that was done on purpose. Now we can have choice equals input, because we want to get user input. Type L for left path, R for right path. If you want to put this line here, that's actually just, if you look at your keyboard, it'll be shift and it's right above enter or return for me, right below backspace. You'll see a straight up and down line. As long as you're holding shift and you click it, you will get the up and down bar. Now we'll continue on. We have the choice. We told the user what was going to happen. We told them the choices. The adventurer needs to know left or right. We got the input. Now what do we do with it? And you might be thinking, well, we compare it through an if-else statement, and that is correct. So we'll go and do an if choice equals, now we do, actually before we do that, one little small thing, just to add in, to make life a lot easier, we're going to do dot upper. There we go. Essentially, that means that if you type in L, it will turn into L. If you type in R, it'll turn into R. And since we're going to be comparing uppercase left and right, because we told the user to type in uppercase left and right, just to make it a little clearer for them, let's make it uppercase automatically. That'll remove any issues that we might have from user input or user mistakes or typos, caps lock, those types of things. No problem. Now that we have that, we can say if choice equals L, because that's what we want to check, which we might remember has been uppercased by dot upper. It's the built-in function inside of Python. They did it for us. We'll come down here and do left path. That way we know as the user or as the developer, it's good to add comments into our code so we know this is the left path. Perfect. Now we can do chance equals random.rand range. And we're doing that 1 to 3 because we imported random up here, the standard library, and then we can use it and we want a range of 1 to 2. Now you might say, well, that's 1 to 3, and you would be correct. Very astute of you. But remember, in Python, it only goes from 1 to 2. It doesn't actually include that last number. So right here, it's actually only going from 1 to 2. If we did 4, if we made this a 4, then it would go to 1 to 3. But that is not the case. We only want basically a coin flip, a 50-50 chance either way. So we're going to do 1 to 3. So first we asked the user for input. We got it. We asked it right here. We turned it to an uppercase for them, and we got it. Now we're comparing, was it left or right? And if it was left, then it's going to take the left path. And now we have another variable in here that's going to produce a random number once this left path is triggered. Once we do that, we can go below it, and we can say, okay, if chance equals, whoops, don't misspell it, that's for sure, equals, let's say 1, we can print, you got the treasure. Treasure. Congrats. Now, what if the chance equals 2? Well, then, terminal, there we go. We'll come down here, go else, and we'll do print. Uh-oh, hungry dragon. The hungry dragon's gonna get you, right? So that's gonna be game over. Game over. You're done. You got eaten. You got greedy. You should have picked better. So now the left path is covered. Now the cool thing is we're going to do a little extra bit or a little more than we did inside of Scratch. And we're going to say if choice equals, and you might be thinking, well, we didn't do this last time. You're right. We did not. We're going to add in a little extra safety feature inside the Python version just so you can kind of see different ways of building your programs. So if you remember inside of the Scratch one, we had, okay, if you said left, then you got the left path. We have this nested if statement. And otherwise, no matter what you typed in, you would automatically get the right path, right? That was essentially the other path. Inside of Python, we're going to have it so if you choose left, you go left. If you choose right, you're going to go right. That makes sense, right? That checks out. So we'll actually copy this, take it down here, paste it, get rid of left path, and change it to right path. Right path. There we go. Okay, so now we know where the left path is. Put a space there because that's just bothering me. No real reason. It was just bothering me. There was no space there. And we're going to switch the second option to 2. Now, you might be wondering what's the difference. There really isn't one, but I think it's more fun, right? If you get 1 on path left, you survive. If you get 2 on path on the right path, then you die, right? It's kind of the same thing, but at least it's a different number. It's fun. You can mix it up if you want to. You can take these 2 and switch them, but for me, I'm going to leave it that way. It makes sense. You die on the other option, right? So once we have that, we can say, okay, the game would run, no problem. So if we ran it, let's do Python 3, and we do main, and we run it. Or remember, you could come up here and click the play button, and we did R, lowercase r. Oh, we got the treasure. Well, 2 things just happened there that we are going to want to fix. Number 1, if we look over at the question that we ask inside of input here, we want to add a new line character because right now it's just kind of obnoxious. It's too close together, right? Now we have this extra space. Now let's say we hit B, but nothing happened. So that would be confusing for a user because remember we changed it. If we could have it set to where this is basically tabbed over and we could have it run kind of like we did before, but we don't want to do that. This time inside of Python, we're going to mix it up. We're going to make it so that there's a little bit more safety features so that way the user is going to take the path or they're going to get told, hey, no good. So we're going to say else, not capital, obviously, else, and we're going to print incorrect input. Type L or R. There we go. Basically, all we're saying to the user is that's not right. You didn't do it right. You played the game wrong. So we're going to say M. Incorrect. Okay. So what if I run it again? Let me pull this up here so you guys can see it a little bit better. And I say R, lowercase. Hungry dragon. We run it again. I say L, lowercase. Hungry dragon. I'm not getting very lucky. And we do capital L. And we got the treasure. And for any other answer that we may put in, any sort of, if we do that's not it. So we're telling the user basically, hey, you have to play by the rules here or you're going to get the incorrect answer. And remember, if you want to add more to path left, you can have a sprawling dungeon using just this knowledge right here. You could take this and add it in another one and nest another one and another one and another one. You can keep building this dungeon out, but congratulations, you have now built your own adventure style game in Scratch and in Python. So definitely continue to play around with that. I will go over this one more time. If you kind of want one quick overview of the two side by side, then feel free to stay. I'll walk through it one more time. Otherwise, thank you for being here. You all rock, and I hope that you are enjoying the series. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. So let's get started. So when we start the program, we're going to ask the user, we're going to say, hey, say, that comes from our purple circle from looks. We're going to tell the user what we want. They have two choices. We are going to ask them a question. And when they respond, that answer will be saved into this answer variable. And just like on this side inside of Python, we have the same thing going on. We have choice here, which has basically ask a question, the input, and we're asking a question, left or right, and then dot upper. Pretty cool. And once we do that, we can compare it, and just like we did over here, answer for L, and we're going to do it over here, answer for L. So if the answer was L, if the answer was L, if answer equals L, and if choice, basically the answer we got, equals L, then left path will activate. And that's the same here. Left path will activate. The main difference is that if we type in anything other than L, this else will always activate. Basically, if you didn't pick left, you're going right. No matter what you did, you are going to the right side. Now we could take this and put this up here and do something similar. We could take this, put that right there if we wanted to, and continue to build out our dungeon. But I just wanted to show you guys basically how you can do it, how you can create your own game that way. And remember over here, instead of it always going to the left side, we just said, okay, if choice equals right, we go to the right path, and then you have the option over here. And then if you type in something other than left or right, you are going to tell the user, hey, that is not correct. But we've used the same things. We ask questions, we have input, that's basically ask a question. We use dot upper to make sure that we standardize any inputs that we get. We're checking for L's, we're checking for R, we're checking for L, and everything else goes to R on this side. I don't know if my mouse always shows up, so sometimes I do that, I move my mouse and it doesn't always show up. So then we have the right path, and we have a random number, and you can either get the treasure or you can get eaten. So thank you so much for being here. Make sure you check out the next one. We're going to continue to make cool stuff in Scratch and Python. And make sure you hit that like button, and we'll see you guys in the next one.